The President of the United States just filed a 927-page document with the government. Buried inside, over $1 billion in crypto income. In 1 year, sharing this as of July 4th, 2026. Every year, federal officials, including the President, have to file a financial disclosure with the Office of Government Ethics. It's basically a giant show me the money form. This year's version dropped on July 1st, 2026. And the crypto section is what broke the internet. Depending on which outlet's math you trust, Trump reported somewhere between $1.2 and $1.4 billion in crypto-related income for 2025. Different reports slice it differently. Some count royalties and token sales separately. Some lump in equity stakes, but the headline number is the same order of magnitude. Crypto was more than half of his total $2.2 billion income last year. To put that in perspective, that's not made a good trade money, that's own a piece of the industry money. So where did it actually come from? Two main sources. First, the $ Trump meme coin, classic personal brand token launched right before he took office. Royalties from that alone reportedly made up hundreds of millions of dollars. Second, World Liberty Financial. This one's bigger. It's a DeFi project co-founded by the Trump family back in fall 2024 before the election. It sells its own tokens, runs a stablecoin business, and the family holds direct equity in the holding companies behind it. Token sales and stakes tied to WLF made up the largest chunk of the disclosure. One is a joke coin. The other is trying to be actual financial infrastructure, with the president's family sitting at the center of it. And here's the twist that got people talking. While Trump was reportedly locking in profits, a lot of retail investors who bought into these tokens were sitting on losses. Classic asymmetry, the house wins, the table doesn't always. Now the obvious question, is this even legal? Yes, and that's the part people find wild. Turns out the president and vice president are largely exempt from the conflict of interest laws that bind every other federal employee. A former White House ethics lawyer put it bluntly. For any other executive branch official, this kind of arrangement would be a straight-up violation. For the president, it's business as usual. The White House's response? Not exactly an apology. A spokesperson framed it as proof Trump made the U.S. the crypto capital of the world. Trump himself has said outside institutions manage his investments and that he doesn't talk to them about it. Critics aren't buying the distance. Democratic lawmakers have called it a pattern. One tied it to other controversies like the $400 million jet Trump accepted as a gift from Qatar and argued the crypto windfall fits the same theme. Using the office for personal gain. Here's why the timing actually matters, beyond the headlines. Right now, the Senate is negotiating the Clarity Act, the biggest piece of crypto market structure legislation the industry has ever seen. It would set the actual rules of the road, who regulates what, how tokens get classified, how exchanges operate. The industry has been waiting years for this. The bill cleared the Senate Banking Committee back in May, 15-9, with only 2 Democrats, Ruben Gallego and Angela Alsobrooks, crossing over to vote yes. Both said at the time their support was conditional. They wanted an ethics provision added later that would stop the president, VP, and other officials from personally profiting off crypto while in office. That ethics deal never fully materialized. Negotiations broke down over both the ethics language and a separate law enforcement provision. And then, right in the middle of all that, Trump's disclosure dropped, showing the exact kind of profit-taking the ethics provision was supposed to address. The bill needs 7 Senate Democrats to break a filibuster. As of now, prediction markets have actually cut the odds of the bill passing this year down to somewhere under 50%, compared to over 70% just a month earlier. So what happens next? The Senate has a real deadline here. Most analysts say the bill needs to clear the floor by the end of July, before lawmakers leave for their August recess. Miss that window, and the bill's chances drop off a cliff, heading into the November midterms. Watch 3 things: whether the Senate can merge this bill with a separate version from the Agriculture Committee in time, whether Gallego and Alsa Brooks actually deliver floor votes or just delivered a symbolic committee vote, and whether Trump's own disclosure becomes the exact reason Democrats hold the line on ethics language. Either the bill passes with some compromise on ethics, or the industry's biggest regulatory win of the decade stalls out, right as the president himself becomes Exhibit A for why people wanted the ethics clause in the first place. Hit that subscribe button to stay informed. See you in the next video.